Hey plant family, welcome back to Leah's Leaves. I'm losing daylight, but I had to show you what got accomplished today so far. And it's not actually the kiddie pool. I also have to cover that up because it's going to get a little cold tonight. In the kiddie pool are some broccolis, kohlrabi, lettuces, spinach, and bok choy. And they're all doing fine. But here's what I wanted to show you. Way back at the beginning of starting my YouTube channel, on December 31st, 2020, I walked you out here and showed you the barren wasteland that's loaded with Bermuda grass, but it's also the sunniest spot in my house. My mom came out here to help me today. It was a beautiful day, high in the upper 50s, sunny, and I had the day off and she was willing to help me for a couple hours. We pulled out a stump from that corner that we previously had not been able to pickaxe out, but she kept working at it and it finally came out. So we can rake that area and solarize it all the way over here. We're just salvaging a few plants in this area. I have some, the name escapes me. Oh, Lily of the Valley. They're Lily of the Valley planted right there in front of that stone in that bare spot. And then some oregano here and some yarrow there. We're gonna kind of work around that but solarize the rest. I started building up my raised bed that I told you about. That's just planks and planter wall blocks. I need to cut the ends on a couple more planks in order to finish this out, and it's already filled with just some debris, like plant debris, brushes, and mulch for the bottom layer as sort of a hugelkultur method. I'll put compost and amendments on top of that for planting out. My jugs got moved. They were over here in this 3x4 bookshelf, but I moved them out today so that I could plant out the first bed of the season. And in here we have some green arrow shelling peas, a bunch of Chinese broccoli, sort of sprouting broccoli variety, some lettuces I had started indoors, got planted out today. And then in this bare area, I wanted to walk you real quick through what all's in here. Get my mess down here. We've got some watermelon heaven poppies, some extra golden poppies, chijimisai greens, calendula. That's a beautiful mix right there, the remembrance mix. And then there's a row of beets that include Badger Flame. Those are an orange cylindrical variety. Bull's Blood. Those are seeds I had from last year. Loved them. And Chioggia, which many of you already grow, but they were new to me this year. But they're beautiful when you slice them open. And then in the very front is a little row of radishes. Some sparkler radishes, Japanese wasabi radishes, and crimson giant radishes. And I think I just spilled more radishes, so I'll clean those up. Otherwise, I'll have an army of radishes. Anyway, so I'm really making progress, and I got my first bed completely filled out. Again, on the bottom, this is all solarized area, so there's newspaper, cardboard, mulch, and then lining the bottom of this old bookshelf that's just tilted over to its side is a layer of landscape fabric with more mulch and debris. And then there's composted manure mixed with some garden soil and amendments like vermiculite, perlite, alfalfa pellets, which are horse food, but they break down into a lot of good nutrition and a natural fertilizer. And I'll scratch in some trifecta plus when these vegetables come out before some of my summer crops come in to amend it. I also have my cattle panel trellis propped up between the beds where it's going to go. It's not fastened yet, but this was just to get an idea of where it would go. These will be staked with T-posts, and so it'll change the shape a little bit, and the curve at the top will be a little more of an arch. Those will be used for in the summer, it'll be melons and sugar baby watermelons. Here in the spring, though, the first thing that'll go in there from the other bed once it's finished are rattlesnake pole beans and a couple of red noodle bean plants. Anyway, we made a good deal of progress today, and I just wanted to show you where we are. And I hope that you'll leave a comment. Let me know where you are in your gardening season. I'm growing in zone 6B, so I can only put cold tolerant crops out right now. A year ago, our last freeze was Mother's Day weekend, a week and a half after our last frost date. So I'm being cautiously optimistic this year that some of my warm plants can actually go out in early May, but who knows? We'll play it by ear the closer I get. In this bare area over here, by the way, where we still have to finish layering our newspaper and cardboard and pulling out one more stump. When that's done later this week, what's going in there is a horizontal pallet for greens and herbs, and another kiddie pool that will be used for the summer squashes. There are some hostas that'll come out too around where the kiddie pool is now. They just haven't popped out yet. But anyway, I hope you're having a great day, great gardening day. I hope you had some fresh air and sunshine wherever you were like we did, or that you have some coming in your forecast. If you're winter sowing, I hope that that's going really well. Drop me a comment. Let me know if you tried winter sowing this year like I did. I'm loving the results that I'm getting from this method, and it's saving me so much space under my grow lights, and nothing growing in the jug will need to be hardened off when it's time to plant them out. So there's just so many benefits to it. I really like the method. Here in March and in the beginning of April, I'll have another round of jugs for winter sowing, but they'll be summer crops, which is why you wait until spring to do the winter sowing. But it's still the same method. They just won't need to be in the jugs quite as long. You can even use this method for tomatoes and peppers later in the season. Again, if you don't have a lot of room or grow space, you just have to time it right so that when they're tall enough to be transplanted out, your beds are ready and your soil's warm enough to receive them. Okay? Love you all. Thanks for popping by. I'll see you in the next video. I'm learning a lot and sharing it here, and I hope you'll come grow with me. Bye.